Thank you. So here's a slide of the subject property in blue on the right side, and on the left is the community plan. The land use destination is medium density residential 2. And this current zoning is RD 1.5. So I've provided some images of the actual subject property just for your consideration. This is on Paloma looking north straight into the front courtyard. Oops, I'll get used to this. This is looking northeast, so we're on Paloma, like at the corner of Paloma and Speedway. Looking at the edge, kind of on the left is Speedway. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use, let's see, I'll be aiming at this. I'll get there. Sorry, everyone.
He's blinded.
So, as you can see, these are images of the subject property. And this is on Dudley. And this is looking north on Speedway. So that's the actual front of the building as Speedway going north-south. So building and safety appeals, just want to walk through some of what we're really looking at. Building and safety has made a determination on appeal May 16th of 2018. That was appealed to the director and it was filed on May 31st of 18. The director delegated it to the zoning administrator, myself, and my decision came out on January 3rd of this year, and that was further appealable, and hence it's in front of you on appeal. An appeal of the Department of Building Safety appeal concerning the issuance of a certificate of occupancy dated, hold on tight, August 25 of 1967 for a 58-unit apartment house and rely on the C of O to prohibit short-term rentals, transient occupancy hotel in an existing 4-story residential building on the subject property. So we're literally looking at the issuance of a C of O from 1967. I've prepared some chronology for you just to get you some of the setting. The building was built in 2 phases. It was built, the first building was built in 1913, and it was so successful that by the following year they embarked on doing a second twin building. So it's one property, or one 58-unit building that's connected. Let me try that again. There's 2 29-unit buildings connected to make the 58-unit total. The subject property was located in the city of Venice before it was consolidated with the city of Los Angeles in 1925. In 1964, the subject building was determined to be substandard condition by building and safety, and a notice of substandard residential building was recorded with the county recorder. And that becomes important because that triggered them to come back and take care of their building. So they pulled a permit in 1965 to repair that work. In 67, the certificate of occupancy was issued. In 1973, an ordinance came through that changed the zoning that was at that point R5 down to RD 1.5. And the last piece in the chronology is that in 1992, the city adopted the transient occupancy residential structures ordinance, or what we would commonly refer to as the TORS ordinance, which was the first time that we had length of stays governed by the planning code. So here's the building permit history. Again, as I said, 1913 it was built, and then the second phase in 16. In 1933, after the consolidation, was the first permit issued by the city of Los Angeles on the subject property. There was some sort of, I believe it was earthquake damage they were repairing. Anyway, there was a permit in 33, 36, 40, 53, and all of those referred to it as an apartment or an apartment house. So there's never been any kind of C of O or permits that referred to it as anything but an apartment house. The 1965 is bolded there for you because that's the permit where they were doing the response to the order to comply / substandard building, and in 67 the subject C of O came out. And then this is the substandard code. I guess, is that large enough to read? Do you want me to read it to? Okay. So basically, if you're substandard and you're any kind of menace to life and limb, then you have to bring it to conform with the code regulations at the time that the substandard occurs. So hence, though it was built much earlier, by 1964 you had to bring it up to standards. And hence the 1965 permit that then attempted to do that. This is an image of the 1965 permit. What I'd like to point out, which I think is kind of obvious, is here is the existing use at 55 units. I'm sorry, 58 units. says that the future use is going to be the same. The existing zoning at the time was R5, which is, it's relevant, we'll bring it up later though. And here it tells why they're doing the work, that they're responding to that order from 64. And this is the C of O itself, which is responding directly to the work being accomplished based on the permit that was issued. And it gives you a 58-unit apartment, it's 4 stories, there's the permit that we were just talking about, and it shows it as an H2 occupancy. The use of the subject building is listed on there as a 58-unit apartment house on CVO, and of course the H2 occupancy. To help clarify for everyone in the room, including the commissioners, I just threw in some brief commentary on the H1, 2, 3, and 4. H2 is an apartment house. H3 is a hotel, which it was not, shown as H2, and an apartment hotel was H4. The subject building was constructed with 58 dwelling units and no guest room.
Sorry, this is Commissioner Margulies. There seems to be, do you need some help? Is there something, an announcement you'd like to make?
Trying not to interrupt, ma'am, but I will take a few moments. Owner of a black Tesla, please see me outside. Black Tesla who's parked.
I'd like to be the owner of a black Tesla.
Please see me outside.
I think it's a lottery.
I don't see anybody standing up. If somebody doesn't stand up, the car will be towed.
Oh. Really?